Well, hello, fellow entrepreneur. Jonathan Ankney, the Small Business CFO here to talk today about the ideal client. Being able to identify who our ideal clients are and who our bad clients, who we should avoid are, is very important to us in order to be successful in business, especially if we're in service businesses. I mean, we need to make money, and we need to be in situations where when we're dealing one-on-one with others, where the relationship is actually building us up and giving us energy. And this came up recently in conversation that I had with an investment advisor I know. We were having breakfast together, and I had given him some referrals, and he was giving me feedback about them. And he was telling me, this client is good, they have a good asset base, and the personality seems good. This one doesn't seem so good, and here are the reasons why. And my response to him was, well, that's interesting because I have an evaluation matrix that I use when I'm evaluating a potential client. And the descriptions that you're giving me actually fit into this grid in a particular way. And the grid works like this. We have two dimensions, whether or not they're going to pay us, and what their behavior is like. So just to explain it further, we have clients that can pay us a lot of money and their behavior is good. So we really like these clients here, They're going to sit up here in the good behavior dimension. Then we have clients that we really like. The money isn't necessarily good, but we're going to put them down here into this quadrant because we're going to continue to still work with them. Then we have clients where the money's good, but where it's taking a lot of work for us, and we're not sure how long it's going to last or what the ultimate outcome is going to be. And then finally, we have these clients here that just simply, they don't pay well, they don't pay on time, they're a credit risk, and the behavior is poor. It's just intolerable. We have situations where they are, in terms of behavior, we email them, it takes a long time to hear back from them. Maybe they're not listening to advice, it's to their detriment, and then they're going to blame us for it. Whatever bad behavior is in your definition, that's where they fit. And what we're ultimately looking to do is to have clients that are solidly up here. You notice that I have a heavier line up there because we're really looking for clients that are up there. We're fine with clients down here. Maybe the money isn't that great. Maybe they take a little bit longer to pay. We don't do as many services for them, but we're fine with them there. Then we have the clients that I'm not so sure. And then finally, people we need to avoid. So, and I know for myself, I have clients where I do a lot of services for, and the engagement is quite good in terms of the money. So they're solidly up here. I have clients where I do, a couple times a year I do things for them, but it's a very good relationship. I'm happy to hear from them, so I'm still satisfied with it. I know I'm going to get paid on time, even though it's not a lot of money. Then I've had clients, not really much these days, but I've had clients up in here where the relationship has been doubtful. And then I've had clients where what on earth is going on? And the other client that I should mention is a client that's the family member where they're constantly struggling. So they're down here and they don't listen to advice, but they're the family member. And I haven't figured out the solution to that, just to let you know. But that does happen. So, but what do we do with this? Well, I think that there's two things. For one thing, with our current clients, we can move them around this matrix through some decisions. For example, let's say that we have a client that actually is doing fairly well, and we could probably give them more services and provide more value to them, and we really like them, but we just haven't been taking advantage of that relationship. Maybe it's time to sit down with them and say, there's more that I could be doing for you, and therefore you move the money up. Then you may have clients that are sort of here on the border where the behavior is bad, but the money's still okay, and by clarifying what good behavior is, you can push them towards good behavior. Just drop an email to them, or sometimes even little comments like, when it takes you a week to get back to me with a request, it makes it difficult for me to help you. So we can actually manage our current client portfolio in these different quadrants and push them a certain direction in order to move them up here. The other thing that we can do is we can actually predefine new clients and decide where they're going to figure out where they're going to fit in this grid and decide whether or not we want to work with them, or if we work with them, decide how much we want to work with them. For example, I have with new clients, one of the things I define is how much do you want to do in services? What's the budget for it? I don't want to exceed the budget, so we establish ahead of time what the money is going to be. Another thing that you can do, and what I've begun doing, is actually sending an introductory email to the client. It's not part of the contract, but it is at the beginning of the engagement that defines what good behavior is. So I say, in short, in order for me to help you, these things need to happen. You need to pay me on time. If I don't think you're going to pay me on time, then I'm going to pay attention to clients that do pay me on time first. Or if you do not respond to me within a certain period of time, then it's going to slow me down, I'm going to forget things, I'm going to have to bill you more, and then you're going to have problems with it. I know a tax preparer that says, if you do not get me the information I need to prepare taxes by a certain date, then I'm going to have to charge you more to expedite the fees. So these are ways that we can actually preempt bad behavior by establishing the boundaries ahead of time. So that's how I do it. I would love to hear your comments. Put your comments below, and I'd be curious to know how you do it. If you haven't been doing it, I'd be curious to see how you apply it to your business. And speaking of applying to your business, if you haven't been doing it before, I'm actually going to put on my website two things. One is that I'm going to put up an evaluation tool that you can use to score your clients using these dimensions, how you can score them and evaluate them and begin to make some decisions about who you want to work more with. And the other thing that I'll put up is I will put up the template of the email that I send out with my contract, just establishing what these parameters are. And you can take that template, I'll put it up probably in Word form, Microsoft Word format, so that you can copy and paste it into your own template, and that way have that so that you can establish, get off to a good footing with your new clients right away. All right, thanks very much. Oh, and by the way, be sure to connect with me on Facebook or subscribe to my YouTube channel. As I say all the time, we are paddling our kayaks on the whitewater rapids of entrepreneurship alone, each in our own individual kayaks, but there's no reason why we shouldn't be helping each other along this journey. So be sure to connect. Thanks for watching.